Hi friends. Day 5 of the Feel Alive Challenge. I'm laughing right now because my countdown timer was off. So I just realized there was a little countdown timer for this, and I think it looks like it said that it starts in an hour. So if there's confusion, I apologize, but we're starting now. So yay, I see some friendly faces joining. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Okay. We are doing this. This is day 5 of our Feel Alive Somatics for Pelvic Health Challenge. And I would love to do just a sound check because I will be using sound in today's challenge. So if I could have somebody who's watching right now type in the comments, if you can do that for me, that would be so amazing. If you can type in the comments, if you can hear my music. Hi, Riley Johnson. Okay, so can someone just let me know? I just have a random song playing. Just let me know if you can hear it. I have no idea if this is going to pick up. Can you hear the sound? This is kind of a quiet song. Can you hear it? Just barely hearing music, Karen. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Let's see if is that better? Can you hear it more now? Yeah? Okay, yes. Okay, amazing. Okay. This is a good song. Okay. Okay. Well, that's great that you can hear the music. That's amazing. So what we're doing today, I see some friendly faces. I see Nicole. I see Valerie. I see friends who are in the collective, my new membership community. And of course, I see all of you beautiful souls who have been joining me through the whole time with this challenge. I do want to give a shout out to folks who've been watching the replays on YouTube because it's been actually really incredible. I've had a lot of views on the replays of this challenge. So little shout out to my YouTube community, and of course a really big shout out to everyone who's been joining me live here on Instagram. So today for our Feel Alive Somatics for Pelvic Health Challenge, we're going to be doing a somatic shaking practice 2 ways. And I'm so excited to share this with you. I'll give you all the details about why, we would do this for our health, for our pelvic health, for our mental health, why it's so easy to just slip into your day. You don't have to be a dancer. You don't have to be coordinated. Anybody can do this. You don't even have to be standing. You could be laying in your bed and shake around. You could be sitting. You can be in any position. So we're going to get to that. But I want to first, before we get to our final practice, I want to recap where we've been. So if you're just joining me for the first day, first of all, let me know in the comments. If you're just joining me for the first day, I welcome all of you. If you've been here for all of the days, or if you're just joining me now, you are so welcome. So I want to recap where we've been real quick. And then I want to do a quick Q&A about my new collective membership community. It's a membership community for women, and it's all about experiencing. It's not another course where there's a ton of information to learn. It's about experiencing life in your body, which is one definition of somatics. And it truly helps. It helps you on every level. I'm learning it myself more and more and more every day. So first, a recap of where we've been. And I do want to pause and say welcome to Mama Cake 44 and Jenny Mace. Both of them, it's their first day. Yay. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Okay, so where we've been on day 1, I have to look at my notes. What did we do on day 1? On day 1, what did we do? Oh my gosh, I should know this. On day 1, I did some storytelling about why we're even doing this challenge. And we did some bowl breathing, some breathing into our pelvic bowl, breathing into our body. We did some womb rocks, a pelvic pendulum. I think that was actually day 2. We did some pelvic massage work, holding our bones, massaging our pelvis externally. We did a womb lift practice. That was day 3. Yesterday, day 4, we did this beautiful feminine flowing movement practice that you can totally do your own way. And that's really the key to all of this work, is that it's not about me guiding you or telling you instructions from the outside. It's you learning how to feel your body from the inside and listen to your own body's impulses. Listen to the impulses and the needs of your own body. And that's going to carry over into everything in your life. I mean, even just from like, what do I want to eat today? What would serve me best for food? What feels good? And often what feels good is actually not the entire box of Oreos. It's often a good choice. Maybe you'll have a few Oreos, but then you'll follow up with something healthy. That's usually ultimately what feels good. Our body knows what is best for us. And the more we can practice tuning into our body through somatics, the better off we'll be. So if you are just starting with me on the first day, then go back on YouTube. All of the replays are going to live on YouTube and here on Instagram, but they kind of get lost on Instagram. They're going to live long term on my YouTube channel, so go back and watch from the beginning. They're an investment of time, but I truly know that it's worth it if you follow along and participate. So that's the recap. Okay, so shake it out. We're gonna move soon, but first let's all land together. Take a big breath in and an exhale. And I just love to do this with my eyes closed, so I'm not gonna close my eyes, but if you can, if you're not driving, close your eyes and take another breath in. Receive another breath, I should say. Just feel a breath in. And then a long, slow exhale. And just feel like you're letting go of anything so far in your day that has happened that you just want to release so that you can be here now with me, right here, right now. In this now moment, we are together. We are here, so let's land. It feels good. Okay, so I am landed. We're gonna shake 2 ways. And I wanna give you a quick time to ask any questions you may have. If you've been listening, and if you've had any questions about my new collective membership community, please ask. Right now, this isn't a time for general pelvic health questions. I'll do another Q&A where we're talking more about general pelvic health questions. I love answering your questions, but this more is about my new membership program. And while I'm having you queue up your questions, I thought I'd bring my computer over just to show you kind of some of the cool stuff that's in the membership area for my program. I don't know if you can see this. You probably can a little bit, but this is the membership area. And in here, we have our call schedule for our live calls. I have a collection of exclusive interviews that are found nowhere else online. I have a new little library going that I'm calling Somatic Snacks. They're little movement breaks that are all under 12 minutes. We have our Soma Healing Flow, which is our beautiful movement journey. You don't even have to move to participate in it. Our celebration circles, it talks about the celebration circles, and all of the replays are housed in here. So you could literally binge watch so many replays of circles that we've already had. I have a small group that's already in the collective, a beautiful community from people who've joined my academy or other ways of joining, but I'm just now opening it to the public. So and then I have something called the Pelvic Health Apothecary, which is natural remedies for pelvic health. And I have self-touch tutorials, okay? So that's what it looks like. And the somatic, it's all experiences. I mean, yes, you're gonna learn, but it's not like a bunch of information to read or anything like that. It's more about participation. And I wanna read one little quote from one of our members, Nicole, who might still be on the call right now. Oh, Nicole, she is. She just said, I'm so excited for the somatic snacks. Yes, Nicole, that library is growing. We already have one video in there. I'm adding more this weekend. So Nicole says, somatic work has made me so much more comfortable being by myself. You know, that big difference between being alone and being lonely. Sometimes I crave just going into my sacred space alone and doing whatever, dancing, writing, meditating, masturbating, anything that makes my body feel good in that moment. I wouldn't have had that if I hadn't learned how to listen to my body and follow its desires. Yeah. I think many of us can relate to that. How many of us feel a little itchy almost, like when we're alone, like, oh God, what do I do with myself? What do I do with myself? But this somatic work, it's developing a relationship with yourself, which helps you in your health journey. It helps you in all areas of your life. And as Nicole stated so beautifully, it helps you feel less lonely when you are alone. I crave being alone. There's more I could read, but I'm going to take a moment to, maybe I'll save the other little testimonials till the end, or the statements from members till the end, because I want to answer any questions and I really want to shake. So let me see if there's any questions. Oh, Kevin's here listening. Excellent. And I just want to let anyone listening and watching, maybe on YouTube or on Instagram, know I adore my male audience members and participants, but the collective community is just for women. And that's because we do a lot of movement. I really want women to feel safe to be able to express themselves fully in a container that's just women. So that's just a little side note about the collective. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions. This is a live Q&A about the collective membership. So if there's any questions, ask them now. I'm gonna read one more statement before we go into our shaking practice. So this is from Cami, and Cami says, joining the collective. So the collective is a great place for me to practice being myself, connect with amazing women, learn how to trust myself and others, and heal trauma on my own terms. I've never felt more empowered in my life than I do in the collective. So that's a quick little quote. It is a monthly membership. You can join just for a month. You can save a little money if you join for 3 months. You can cancel anytime. It's pretty cool. So with that being said, let's go ahead. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, perfect. Wait, Libby Stevenson Wellbeing, did you just say that you joined the collective just now? If you did, that's amazing. If I'm reading that right, yay, I'm celebrating you. Okay, let's shake, my friends. So we were talking about the collective. I want you to just put that on the back burner. I want you to find a place in your home where you can be comfortable. Like I said, you can sit, you could lie down. I'm going to encourage you, if you physically can stand up in your space, then maybe stand up. It can be really freeing to feel like you can really move in a standing position, at least for me. Now, why do we do somatic shaking? What does somatic shaking mean? We can just call it shaking. We can call it whatever. But shaking is a really cool practice because it's low impact. You could add some, literally like some jumping if you wanted to. I mean, you could really get into it and you could jump. But for a lot of people with pelvic floor issues, jumping and more intensive movements like that can be a lot, especially if you're just starting with your pelvic floor healing. So if higher impact like jumping isn't for you, then just shaking is a really cool practice. And as you'll learn today, it can be so gentle. I think a lot of people might think of shaking and they think that they have to be like, oh, like crazy. And you can, but you can also be very gentle. So we're going to do it both ways so you can just see what that does for you. I'm going to pause. I want to read what Karen says. Karen's in the collective. And she says, I'll be catching the replay, but I wanted to show up for a few minutes this morning. I love being a collective member. It's wonderful to have a safe space to share and move and celebrate as a woman. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Yes. So shaking can be gentle. It can be intense. It can even be fierce. If you've ever done like a rage ritual or releasing pent up anger and tough emotions, a lot of times shaking can kind of loosen things up that are in your body because we hold energy in our body through tension in our muscles. Just think of all the times that you've wanted to say something, but you've held back. That's tension in your throat, jaw, shoulders area. A little tiny bit. It's not even enough for you to notice, but we hold it. Every time you may have wanted to, like maybe you've been scared or you've been nervous or anxious about something, you might hold your breath. That's tension in your breathing diaphragm. Now remember, our jaw, shoulder area, breathing diaphragm, all of this is connected to our pelvic floor by fascia, by fascial connections that connect our whole body really. But there's specific lines of fascia that are more kind of connected than others. The pelvic floor is really closely connected with our diaphragm and with, other areas of our body. So every time we hold our breath, even if it's just a tiny bit, that tension stays unless we release it. And the tension and emotions stay in our body and can come out and manifest in weird ways, like that explosion that you have on your kiddos when you don't mean to yell at them, but you're like, I've reached my limit. It's because we're holding on to so much inside. And so regular practices of releasing can be helpful, and movement is particularly helpful to get you out of your head and into your body, into your soma. And it's also really, really helpful for releasing stored energy. Animals in nature naturally release stored energy after they're scared by shaking. And humans have been trained out of doing weird things like shaking or like having temper tantrums or, all the things that kids do. They have temper tantrums. They do things when they are feeling emotions, but we're trained out of that as adults. But our bodies want to release. And so giving yourself a dedicated time and space to release that stored energy and to get the emotions up and out is super, super powerful. And just know that this tension that we hold on to, this stuck energy that we hold on to, oftentimes we're really holding on to it in our hips and pelvic area. And so this work is low impact, it's safe, and you can take it as far or as gentle as you want to go. If you know that you have trauma living inside of you and you're not ready to work with it or address it or work with it, that's so okay. That's so okay. You've got to go at your own pace. And so you can keep things really gentle and just see if anything comes up for you. And you can also just use it as a fun kind of workout or movement practice. So with all that being said, I hope that makes sense. If anyone has questions about this, let me know in the chat. I'm going to just read a couple of things that I'm seeing. So Kevin says, that's why my flexibility is not like it used to be because I hold back on my views. Yeah, it's true. The more we hold back, you can feel it in your body. When it feels contracting to want to say something or want to speak something or want to be yourself, but you feel like you can't. I feel like I'm only just starting to be myself in my work, in my world, and I feel so much freer and so much healthier. I feel like I've held back a lot myself, so I can really relate to that, Kevin. I don't see anything else. So this first type of shaking I want to introduce is really more of a gentle shake, and it's more for just building energy. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling stuck, if you know that maybe you have a little bit of tension that's building up inside, but there's nothing major you want to work with, you just are feeling like, okay, let's just try this out. Then you can just do quick, think of these words, quick, loose, light, easy. Quick, loose, light, easy. Many other words you can think of, but just think of like little sparkles is kind of one way I think of it, or like bubbles in water is another way to think about it. And I'll play a song that's really nice for just gentle shaking. It doesn't have to be fast. What you can do to shake is you can soften your knees if you're standing and think of yourself as your joints just being soft and loose. That's how I like to think of it. And think of your body being like a dirty rug, a dirty towel or a rug that you're shaking out. And you know how you shake a rug and the dust kind of flies out of it? Well, you know how the rug kind of like moves. It moves in a flowy kind of shaky way. It's like you're shaking out the rug. You could shake out your whole body like that, where your whole body is kind of, and you're just loose and free. Just loose and light and free. Or you could just shake out a certain body part, like maybe even just your hand or your arm or your shoulders. You could shimmy, where your shoulder goes forward and back and forward and back. You could do the same thing with your hips, shimmying your hips. You can bend your knees, one knee at a time. I can't really show you this, but just I don't know if you saw that, but I just was bending one knee at a time. And so I hope you're trying it right now. Just bending one knee at a time and feeling how that jiggle travels all the way up to your butt. Yeah, let it jiggle. We want the jiggle. So I'm just bending one knee at a time, and my hips are moving because my knees are bending, because we're all connected. And you can feel that sort of vibrational shimmy jiggle all the way up to the butt area, and everything's kind of wiggling and jiggling. Okay, so let's try that first. If this is really regenerative. To me, this is not like you're throwing your energy all around. It's like you're almost recirculating and regenerating energy in your body. It might make you have some emotions come up, but it might just feel good, kind of energizing and regenerative. So I'm going to try playing a song that I think goes really well with this practice. And we'll just do like a minute and a half. I'm not going to make this super long. So stay with me. And then I'm going to show you another type of shaking. And we do this in the collective with our somatic stress release practices, which are just quick. They're like 15 minutes of motion. Okay. So this song is called Swing by Dante Bucci. So I hope you can hear it. Can you hear it a little bit? Maybe? I hope you can hear it. Just breathe and little shakes. It can be helpful to close your eyes. Keep going just a little bit longer. Okay, wrap it up. Okay, wasn't that nice? It's just like gentle and sweet. So just know that you can do whatever motion you want. Maybe like for me, I found as I really progress in my own somatic journey, my own movement work, my own ecstatic dance that I do, I find one of my favorite things to do is pretend like I'm almost boneless. And this isn't something that you might not feel comfortable starting out with that, but it feels so good. We've been talking in this challenge a lot about our bones and remembering that we all have our own skeleton inside of us. Like, it's so cool. You have a skeleton inside of you. It's an alive skeleton and it's yours and it's inside of you. But for this practice, I love almost like imaginarily removing my skeleton, and I just pretend like I'm almost boneless. And it feels so yummy. So that was the first. Yes, and Heather Cookie says it's how your body feels moving to reggae. Exactly. So, by the way, oh shoot, I didn't mean to put on a filter. I don't know what just happened there, and now I don't know how to turn it off. So, okay, apparently we have a filter, and I truly did not mean to do that. Nick 78 Hunter says perfect shaking music, and Riley Johnson said that made me giggle and smile. Love it. Yes. Okay, perfect. So now I'm gonna do a song that's just a little bit more energetic, a little bit more. I don't like having this filter. It makes me I mean, it's kind of fabulous, but anyway, Um, so this is going to be a little bit more energizing, even a little more energizing, even a little bit more like intensive. And I know I look like a doll and I don't want to. I'd rather look like me, but anyway, just pretend. Let's see, maybe I can figure out how to turn it off. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, wait. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Whew, that's gone. Much better. So this is going to be just a little bit more energizing, and I wanted to just bring this up because sometimes we have maybe we're pissed off about something. Maybe we're just angry about something. Maybe we have grief inside. We're holding on to stuff that we know we're holding on to, and we're ready to let it go. We're ready to work with it. We're ready to release it. And we know that some kind of movement practice would be really supportive and helpful for that. And so there is a more vigorous style of shaking that we can do, which is, there's no like choreography to it, but it's just allowing it to be a little bit bigger and allowing yourself to really breathe and feel and maybe even let out some sounds. I'm going to tell you how powerful it is to let some sounds out. I'm going to give you 2 samples of 2 different songs. One is still, I think, kind of happy and like fun and energizing. You can even like pretend like you're at a dance club a little bit for part of it, like bring your arms up, and it can be releasing for emotions. You can maybe pull stuff out of you if you're like, ooh, something just came up. I don't really know if I want that in me. And you can feel like you're pulling it out of you and throwing it away. That can be powerful. Or you can just throw it and almost like really let it go. This is less about regenerating that energy in your body. It's more about getting stuff out of you. And honestly, there's no right and there's no wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we want to get stuff out of us. Other times we want a softer and more gentle regenerative practice. So I'm going to give you 2 songs that are a little more activating. And I'll just do clips, like about 1.5 minutes of each one. So it's not going to be long, and you might not even really feel like you can get into it with such a short period of time, but let's try. So again, there's no rules. If you're standing, you can soften your knees, soften your body. You don't have to jump. Just shake anything that wants to shake. If you want to make a sound, that's incredible. If you want to throw things off of you, just make sure that you take a moment right now to look around your space. Say, okay, right now I'm safe, I'm private, this is just for me, this is doing something for myself. In this now moment, I'm present, I'm safe, I know where I am, I know my surroundings, I'm okay, all right? So take a minute to do that while I pull up the song. The song I'm gonna pull up, this one's really quite happy and energizing and fun. It's called Finder by 9 Toes. All right, let's go. So a little more energy for this one. Oh, let it go. Breathe out and make a sound if you want. Ah. I hope you're joining me. Let yourself come into kind of a trance. Okay, let's wrap it up. Okay, slow it down. Slow down your heart. Your heart rate might be up a little bit if you were joining me for that. So maybe walk around your room. Don't stop right away. And always take a moment to feel after you've done some of this shaking it up work, because again, it can pull things up and ultimately out in some cases if it's ready to go, if it's ready to leave. So take a moment to just breathe and feel. Maybe just feeling your heartbeat a little bit bigger, a little bit faster. Maybe feeling a little energy coursing through your body. And I have one more song that I'm not going to play a lot of. I'm going to play about 1 minute of. It's kind of an intense song. So I love this song though, because I love to, sometimes there's stuff I want to work with. So this one's going to be another just opportunity for you to just feel what this music brings up. Even if you don't want to move, you could just listen to this song and see if it makes you move in any sort of way. And if this next song kind of brings up stuff for you, don't worry, we're going to just take a minute to breathe in some goodness and some sweetness and some joy at the end. But right now, if there's anything that you're like, ooh, I'm ready to release something, maybe give it a try. This song is called Pray by Gianni Marino and ICHI. So I'm gonna kind of fast forward a little bit on this song. So go ahead and stand up if you wish. This is a song you might want to pull some things out of you, perhaps. We'll do about 1 minute of it. Oops, sorry. Ooh, ah. Let it out. What are you ready to let go of? Okay, I could go on forever. Ooh, okay, woo. Okay, walk around your room. Walk around your room. Whew. Just put your hands on your body, maybe your heart and your belly. And just, again, see that movement can bring up a lot, especially with music, especially when you maybe feel like you can breathe with this. You can really be in your body and really feel what's going on. And if something comes up that you're like, ooh, I'm ready to let go of that. Breath, movement, sound, all these beautiful tools of embodiment can really, really help. And often stuff is better out than in, right? Better out than in. Like a like a really uncomfortable gas bubble, right? Better out than in. Let it go. We want to let this stuff go. So we release what we no longer need. And movement, breath, and sound are really powerful tools for this. And again, the more you practice this, the more it feels good, and the less it feels weird or uncomfortable. The more it just comes natural, and the more you can more easily get into it and get the juice and the goodness out of it, even just in a short song. So take a minute to feel. And then cross both of your hands over your heart, your chest, and just gentle little butterfly taps to really bring you back to your to the present moment. Hopefully you're in your body. Hopefully you didn't leave your body. But you know what? If you did, if that was too much for you, if it was too weird for you, first of all, good job for being brave. We just gently eased in a little bit. We just practiced and played a little bit. But come back right now to the calm, your calm self. You did great. Just tap your heart on either side. This is really calming for the nervous system. Go nice and slow. Just giving yourself this little love, this little moment of self-connection. And just breathe. And then turn it into a hug if that feels good to you. Little self-hug. And just say, thank you, body. Thank you for trying that. And if there's anything you'd like to fill yourself up with, because after we release and let things go, sometimes always, it can be really nice, I think, to kind of fill back up with something, even if it's just a breath of presence or something that you're grateful for, something you're looking forward to in your life, something that you are calling in. Just fill yourself up. Imagine your cells lighting up. Feel the energy coursing throughout your body, knowing that we are all connected with this beautiful energy within us and around us, between us. Let it fill all the way from your toes to the top of your head. Goodness, the goodness of being alive. And then if your eyes were closed, really slowly open them, almost like you're coming out of a cave. If you go back to the replay of day 1, we did this really nice experience of going into a dark cave, and then at the end we came out of the dark cave. So feel like you're coming back into reality with, the world around us, and you did it. That's it. That's all. So I'm gonna go back through the comments and see if there's anything that I would like to read. And if anyone has any questions for me about the collective specifically, this is a day to ask them. My collective is my new membership community, briannegrogan.com/collective. If you want to join that, I'd love to have you. We do more of this stuff that we've been talking about over the last 5 days. And if you want to watch the replays of this challenge, they're all on YouTube and also here on Instagram, but they're going to get lost here on Instagram. And, actually, this is a really great question. You're welcome, folks who are watching. You're welcome. You're welcome. And CCAVVY says, shaking is also great if meditation or breath work are challenging for you. Thank you for bringing that up, because I actually meant to say that today, is that sometimes when you know that you have tension or stress in your body, anxiety, overwhelm, you want to relax, is what I'm trying to say. Let's say you want to relax, but sometimes when someone tells you, well, just breathe, take deep breaths, or you should probably go meditate, sometimes that's the last thing that's going to help. Going to, telling yourself to relax or sitting down to meditate is sometimes not helpful for many of us. And so movement can actually be a really powerful practice to either substitute for meditation, and it can ultimately relax you by the end, or it can be helpful to prepare you for meditation or breath work. Kind of getting the wiggles out can help you be able to calm down and be in a more centered state for a meditation or a more quiet kind of contemplative practice. Yoga, asana, the what we think of as yoga, like the movement associated with the whole wide world of yoga, the movement is really just a portion of the limbs of the practice of yoga. But that movement was originally created for young boys who were usually, part of the cultural and religious tradition of the time to settle into their meditation practice. It helped get the wiggles out, essentially. So movement like this can be really helpful for getting the wiggles out and allowing us to come into a calmer state. Cami says shaking is great for menstrual cramps. That's awesome. And Nicole says, calming. Nicole, for anyone curious, Bree's playlists are always this diverse, exciting, and exhilarating in the collective. Yeah. Thanks for saying that, Nicole. I have a very eclectic taste in music, and I make a custom curated playlist each month for our Soma Healing Flow movement journey. Nick 78 Hunter says, amazing how different music reaches different parts of you. I know. Music is so powerful. And the reason I think music is so powerful is because it is a somatic experience. You feel music. I don't know. I'm sure there's some brain reason why humans are so moved by music, but we are. And if you've never been moved by music, start letting yourself, just being open to the idea of, ooh, maybe I can let myself be moved by music. And I mean emotionally moved and also physically moved. When I dance at ecstatic dance, there's nothing planned. There's nothing choreographed. I'm just letting the music dance me. I'm not dancing to the music. I'm letting the music dance me. Literally, the music is dancing through me. And that's something that I've leaned into over the years. I used to be so stiff and uncomfortable with movement as far as like dancing, and the music has really just gotten me there. Heather Cookie, if you're still watching, says, is it okay to combine the shaking and tapping? 100%. And by the way, pretty much never with me are you ever going to hear me say that you can't do something. I would probably only say you can't do something or you shouldn't do something if it's hurting you, like if you're having pain or if it's bringing up too much emotion or trauma. I may say, oh, let's slow it down, slow your roll. But yeah, I mean, even with my classic programs, my programs for pelvic health, Lift for prolapse relief and Overcome pelvic pain for women, even in those, I really want people to customize those programs to their own bodies. So I give you suggestions and guidance and information about your bodies, but if something hurts or if you want to do something a little bit differently, you're welcome to. Like, it's always about you, always. I'm just a sort of gentle holding your hand guide on the outside. I'm not some person who has all the answers. Okay, let's see if there's anything else. Okay, I think that's all. So I'm gonna leave it. Oh my gosh, it's 11:44, super aligned number, and I'm gonna leave it there. This feels like a really good, oh no, I'm not. I wanna read one more thing about the collective. So if you're up for it, stay for one more thing, because I think this is a really powerful statement. It's actually from Nicole, who's on the call. And she says about the investment of the collective. So, Marita Gasper says, thank you, an interesting and touching experience. Good. And Music Mama, hi Tammy, says exploration is powerful. Yes. So the investment for the collective, because it does cost money, it's not free. It says the way I thought about it for myself was that if I were to go register for, say, a yoga class online, or if I were to go to a local fitness or wellness class, I'd be paying about $30 for the hour or for the class. In the collective, we're essentially getting one fitness class, the Soma Healing Flow, a coaching call, the Celebration Circle, and an additional short fitness class, which is the quick stress release every month. And we get access to everything afterwards, all the recordings, in case we can't make it live or so we can just do it all over again. All that said, the collective has been so valuable to me, not only because of the tools and embodiment sessions themselves, but because it holds me accountable, and we're all welcome wherever we are. I don't have to be in a good mood to attend a Soma Healing Flow. Chances are my mood will improve by the end, though. I can show up grumpy, I can keep my camera off or not, and just do my own thing. It's not always easy to keep a consistent movement practice, so no matter what, I always know I'll have at least one long practice and one short practice per month already scheduled, so I don't have to do anything. No registration, no payment, except show up. Easy peasy. I love that. And so, I mean, it's just a really practical reason why a membership community like the collective can be really powerful, because it's new. We're experiencing, like I said, we're experiencing together, and there's new classes every month. And if you can't attend live, you can always catch the replays and do it on your own time. So if you're interested, it's briannegrogan.com/collective. It's just opened to the public. And yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. I'll leave you with this final comment from Run, Run, Run Woman. Love that. Who says, thank you. The shaking was a great release of stuck emotions. Yes. Now imagine doing that for 15 minutes. And that's our somatic stress release that we do. Imagine doing a journey that has 3 distinct parts that lasts about 40 minutes. That's our Soma healing flow. So that's all in the collective. So with that, I just want to close this with a bow. I hope that you'll join me in maybe rubbing your hands together, bringing some warm energy in that I want you to imagine is your own energy, but imagine it's for everyone who's been on this call today. If you're watching live or watching the replay, it doesn't matter, but just bring in this warm energy of this community. Oof, that feels really good to me. And just place your hands on your heart, or maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and just breathe. And one more breath like that. I can feel us all breathing together as a community. Thank you so much. Thank you for honoring your body in this way by playing with the interesting information, some of it new, maybe some of it repeating for you, but just experiencing this information in this Feel Alive Somatics for Pelvic Health Challenge that we just wrapped up. This is it. And yeah. And Cami says, pronoia. I still don't know how to say that. We're conspiring in your favor. Please join. Everyone look up the word pronoia. I didn't know it before Cami, who's in the collective, told me that word. Pronoia. Pronoia. All right. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you later. And if you ever have any questions, just send me a DM. Okay. Bye.